Hey guys, today we have a 7-fight war with Doom, Torch, and Nick Fury, my new R3 Torch that we got from Cyber Monday. First off we have a Tigra. We're using a PS launch just to immediately nullify all of the regen and armor, and then it's about as easy of a Doom fight as you're ever going to get. Really, really easy fight. Now we have a Masochism Ihulk. Again, just a really simple Nick Fury fight. We don't need Nick Fury for any more fights after this. So there's really nothing that can go wrong here. Just get in combos and do light ending combos, of course, because it's Nick Fury. For this fight, we want to get to an L3 with the Power Star 1, and we have Mystic Dispersion 4. If you have Mystic Dispersion 5, this fight will be even easier. But yeah, we want to block a lot of hits. We want to keep knocking them down for Mystic Dispersion and everything. And yeah, you'll be able to pretty easily get to an L3 if you pay attention, and you won't have to give the Corvus any Furies at all. So there we see that gives me Mystic Dispersion, and then we do a double medium, and then a parry into a light. Now we just block a couple hits. We're at our L3, and Corvus is going to die very quickly after this L3. Now for this EMP mod of Poco, I play this pretty poorly and get pretty poor AI. I didn't manage Burden of Might properly, and again got pretty unlucky with AI with how much they were throwing their specials. But we managed to survive just barely. I definitely had some risk of dying in this fight. Um, but we recovered after that, partially to just luck, and yeah, I'll skip ahead to the dangerous part and just say what I should have done better there. So at this point, I blocked twice, which gets me to that threshold. I didn't really notice this. Then we tried to block, because I didn't notice the bubble shield. And yeah, what I should have done was notice the bubble shield, baited out that L2, and then ate a combo. I would have been out at my L3, and we would get to our L3 without that risk of Poco throwing our L3. Eating the combo, perfectly fine here. No real issue with that generally. But on this fight, it was definitely dangerous to do because it pushed Poco to his own L3, but we get out there with a solo. Now we're just dexing back, letting the Incinerates finish him off, and fight over, thankfully. We have an Annihilus and a Mysterio on Buffet and Vigor. Really easy Doom fights. We get to our L3 with a Fury, and both of them will die on the L2 after that. So yeah, here we just block until he gives me an opening like that, and then he's going to nullify all of that. The stagger lets Doom just nullify the Cosmic Rod by the Unstoppable being nullified. And yeah, we just want to make sure he doesn't get the Cosmic Rod up again, which is really easy to do. Vigor will potentially interfere with this, but thankfully we do enough damage that Vigor just disappears. And with the combat regen, we end with a full yellow bar. And really nice light. On this Mysterio, what we want to do is Dex before our L3, and then the L2 will get him pretty close to being dead after that. And just another really easy fight with Doom. And we want to prevent him from throwing his specials as much as possible. If he does end up throwing something, not the biggest of deals. He's a low SIG, so he's not going to have that many charges up, so any of his L1 or L2 effects are not really going to have that high of duration, which is nice, makes this not really matter. This gives us some Mystic Dispersion power, so now we're just going to combo into our L3, and the fight will be over after this L2 will have just a little bit of health left, and we'll be able to kill him very, very easily. So here I'm doing a duel to see what my torch is hitting on crits for, what the heavies, mediums, and lights are critting for. This is important because I'm boosted pretty big for this, and I want to make sure my boosts aren't going to trigger rage. I think I had mid boosts on for this, so I just need to see what all of my hits are going to crit for, and make sure they're below the threshold. So as you can see, the first hit of the heavy only crits for 2Ks, that's not an issue. 3K on the mediums, so mediums and lights are going to be safe. Now we need to see what the heavy is, and it's 5K. So we're safe with the boosts we have on to not hit the rage threshold. We're going to pop an Invuln, and we're going to pop Nova Flame, and just melt this guy. Should be a very, very easy and quick fight with Torch. I just wanted to include that dueling practice because normally people are like, don't pop attack boosters on rage, and that's normally true, but if you can duel and just check and make sure like what's safe to pop for attack, that's going to end up in you just having a much easier time, especially in a fight like this that you really do want to end just as quickly as possible because of high ground being so annoying on this fight. And we are going to interact with our combos. You don't just stay to the normal medium, light, mediums, and heavies that you would normally do with Torch. Sometimes you're going to mix in 4-hit combos, sometimes you're going to mix in 5-hit combos to control high ground, and that's going to help you a lot. And we're going to block these L1s. They're just going to give free smolders, So it'll just be extra damage to end the fight even quicker. And again, in this fight, you really just want the fight done as quickly as possible. So any smolder is an advantage here. And yeah, we end this fight, end this war 7-0. We're now 63-0 for the season. And for my solo streak, I'm at 70 now, so 30 more fights for the 100 solo streak. And we ended up losing this war as well. Need to start performing better because we really have not been on our best gameplay these past few wars. And yeah, that'll be all for this war.